we're going to be testing out 3 decks that I have not posted yet. We're going to be doing Bruce Banner or the Incredible Hulk versus Invisible Woman versus Captain America First Avenger. So Hulk drawn into Mountain, Thriving Grove, Hulkling, Forest, Reptile, Thriving Island. Invisible Woman drew into Thriving Grove, She-Hulk, Forest, Los Diablos, Plains, Hulkling, Stature. And Captain America drew into Island, Hawkeye, Plains, Armor Wars, Plains, Mountain. And Hulk won the roll-off. We'll draw into Hulk Always Angry. We're going to play a Thriving Grove. We're going to say green and red. Comes into play tapped. We'll pass the turn to Invisible Woman, who will draw into Glacial Fortress. She's going to play a Thriving Grove. Comes into play tapped. We'll say green and blue. We'll pass to Captain America, who will draw into Political Triumph. We're going to play a Plains, and then we're going to tap that Plains for Political Triumph. So whenever a creature you control enters, we're going to scry 1 and put a plan counter on it. When the 4th plan counter is put on the enchantment, sack it, draw a card, put a +1 counter on each creature you control. Then we will pass the turn to Bruce, who will draw into Colossal Collision. I think we're going to play a Thriving Isle. So we'll say, comes into play tapped, we'll say blue and a green. And then we're going to tap our Thriving Grove. And we're going to cast Reptile. So we can turn into a Brontosaurus by paying 3 until end of turn. Becomes a dinosaur hero with base power and toughness 3/5, gains vigilance and reach. Or we could pay 6 to be a Tyrannosaurus Rex until end of turn. Becomes a dinosaur hero with base power and toughness of 6/6 and gains trample. So pass to Invisible Woman, who will draw into Shang-Chi. We're going to play the Los Diablos Missile Base. Enters tapped, we gain a life. And we're going to tap the Thriving Grove for a blue to cast Stature. So she can't be blocked if her power is 1 or less. She got the power up, X blue, put X +1/+1 counters on Stature. Going to pass the turn to Captain America. I'm going to draw into Origin of the Avengers. We're going to play a Mountain. Then we're going to tap 2. And we're going to bring in the Origin of the Avengers. So we're going to start off by scrying 2. So we're going to scry, and we're going to see the Vibranium Energy Daggers and Super Adaptoid. I think we're going to put Super Adaptoid at the bottom. We'll put Vibration Energy Daggers back on top. We'll go to combat, and I think... Oh, I put the Origin of the Avengers in the wrong spot. I think we will do nothing because we have no creatures. So we're going to pass the turn to the Hulk, who will draw into Training Regimen. I think we'll play a Forest. Then we're going to tap 3, 1 being a green. And we're going to play Training Regimen. Creatures you control with +1 counters have trample. At the beginning of combat on our turn, we're going to put a +1 counter on target creature we control. So we'll go to combat. We're going to put a +1 counter on Reptile. Then I think we're going to attack with Reptile, and we're going to attack... How about the Invisible Woman? For 2. And she will declare no blocks. So then we will pass the turn to the Invisible Woman, who will draw into She-Hulk Wall Breaker. We're going to play a Plains. Then we're going to tap 3, one being a white. And we're going to cast the Invisible Woman. So at the beginning of combat on our turn, if we've cast a non-creature spell this turn, we create a 0/3 colorless wall creature token with Defender and Reach. Whenever we attack, we can pay a red, green, white, blue. When we do, target creature gets +1/+0 till end of turn for each creature we control and can't be blocked this turn. I think we're going to go to combat. Let's tap Stature and attack, and she can't be blocked because her power is 1. We'll attack the Hulk for 1. So we will pass the turn to Captain America. We'll draw into the Vibranium Energy Daggers. The beginning of our main, the origin of the Avengers, will go to Chapter 2. So you may put a hero creature card with mana value 3 or less from your hand onto the battlefield. If you don't, then you get to draw a card. I think we will. We're going to play Hawkeye, Master Marksman. It's got first strike, reach, and whenever Hawkeye becomes tapped, you may pay 1 and up to 3. You can pay 1 up to 3 times. When you do, choose up to that many. So we can either target creature can't block this turn, or he deals 2 damage to target player, or discard a card, then draw a card. Then I think we're going to play an island. And we're going to tap white, red, blue. And we're going to bring in Captain America, First Avenger. So he's got throw. If we pay 3, we can unattach an equipment from Captain America. He deals damage equal to that equipment's mana value, divided as we choose among 1, 2, or 3 targets. And then he catches. At the beginning of combat on our turn, we can attach up to 1 target equipment we control to Captain America. So whenever a creature we control enters, Political Triumph will trigger. We're going to scry 1. So with Hawkeye first, we'll scry into Echo, Perceptive Prodigy. You know what? We're going to put her on the bottom. Then we're going to scry into a Plains. We're going to put this on the bottom as well. And we've got a total of 2 counters on the plan. So the creatures just came out. We can't attack. So let's pass the turn to Bruce, who will draw into Hulk Smash. I think we're going to pay 1. Or we're going to play him out an island, and then we're going to pay the blue. And we're going to bring out Bruce Banner. So pay XX, tap him, draw X cards. Or we can pay 2, 2 red, and 2 green to transform him. And we're going to pay or tap 3, 1 being a green. And we're going to cast Hulkling. So he's got Vigilance, and whenever another creature we control enters, if it has a greater power or toughness than Hulkling, we're going to put a +1 counter on him. Let's go to combat. We're going to put a +1 counter on Reptile. And put a +1 counter on Reptile. We can't attack Captain America. He's got a 4/4 right now. Jeez. You know what? We're going to tap him to attack Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman will declare no blocks and will take 3 damage. We'll pass the turn to Invisible Woman, who will draw into Iron Fist. I think we're going to play Glacial Fortress. So we control Plains, it's not tapped. But we're going to pay 3, or tap for 3. 1 being a white. And we're going to bring out She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. She got Vigilance, Power Up, 6 and a green or white. And we can put a +1 counter on her. Then double the number of counters on each creature we control. I think we're going to attack with Invisible Woman and Stature. Invisible Woman going at the Hulk, Stature going at Captain America, and Stature is unblockable. Hulk will declare no blocks because he doesn't want to lose anybody, so Hulk will take 3, Captain America takes 1. And we will pass the turn to Captain America, who will draw into Herbie, Scout Unit. I think we're going to play a Mountain. And then, before we play the Mountain, Origin of the Avengers will go to the 3rd chapter. And we get to put a +1 counter on each creature we control. So we will play the Mountain. We're going to tap 4. And we're going to play Herbie, Scout Unit. He's got flying. When this creature enters, we're going to draw a card. Then we can put a land card from our hand onto the battlefield tapped. So we will draw into Daredevil. And we will put a Plains down on the battlefield tapped. I think we're going to send Captain America at the Incredible Hulk. And we'll send Hawkeye at Invisible Woman. I think Invisible Woman will declare no block. She doesn't want to lose She-Hulk yet. And same with Hulk, no blocks. So Hulk will take 5. Invisible Woman will take 3. That is 5 commander damage on Hulk. We will pass the turn to Hulk, who will draw into Gert and Old Lace. We're going to play a Mountain. Then we're going to tap 4 and put it into Bruce's ability and tap Bruce to draw 2 cards. We will be drawing into Stark Industries and Sol Ring. We're going to tap 1. And we're going to play Sol Ring. So we could tap it for 2 generic. We will go to combat. And I think we're going to put a +1 counter on... Let's keep going with... you know what? Let's put it on Hulkling. I forgot when the Herbie unit came in. Political Triumph would have triggered again. We put another plan counter. Cap would have scryed into Superhero Civil War. Let's keep that on top. So in combat, we put the +1 counter on Hulkling. Hulkling, I think we're going to have Hulkling attack Captain America. And Hulkling has Vigilance, so we don't have to tap him. And let's have Reptile. Let's hold back Reptile for now as a blocker. As another blocker. So we're going to do 3 damage to Captain America. No blocks. So I guess we will pass the turn to Invisible Woman, who will untap, upkeep, and draw into Fall to Earth. I think we're going to play Forest. Then we're going to tap 5, 2 being green. We're going to cast Shang-Chi. If one or more +1 counters would be put on a creature we control, twice that many are put on that creature instead. It's got a power up of 5 and 2 green, so you can put 3 +1 counters on Shang-Chi if we do that. I think Invisible Woman's going to hold... You know what? We're going to attack Captain America with Stature. She's unblockable. We'll hit him for 1. Then we will pass the turn to Captain America, who will draw into the Superhero Civil War. I think we're going to tap a red and a blue and 2 others to play Armor Wars. So in the first chapter, we get to draw a card for each artifact we control. Okay, you know what? Before we play that, let's pay 1. And we're going to cast the Vibranium Energy Daggers. That's indestructible. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. Now we'll cast the Armor Wars. So we can draw a card for each artifact we control. So we're going to draw 2 cards. And if we do, each opponent draws a card. So we're going to draw into Progenitor's Icon and Panther Robot. Hulk will draw into Call Damage Control. And Invisible Woman will draw into Spectacular Tactics. We'll go to combat, and Captain America will catch the Vibranium Daggers. I think Captain America will attack. And we'll have Captain America attack. Let's have him attack Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman will do no blocks and will be taking 7 commander damage. So I guess we will pass the turn to the Incredible Hulk. We'll draw into Truck Toss. Guess we will play the Stark Industries. So it comes into play tapped, we'll gain a life. We're going to tap our Soul Ring for 2, and we're going to tap 5 others, 1 being a red. And we're going to cast Hulk, Always Angry. So when Hulk enters, we're going to destroy all artifacts. And Hulk attacks each combat if able. Sadly, that destroys our Soul Ring, but it also destroys the Herbie Scout. Not the Vibranium Daggers, though, because they're indestructible. So we'll go to combat. We're going to put a +1 counter. When Hulk Always Angry entered, he has a greater power toughness than Hulkling, so we'll put a +1 counter on Hulkling. At the beginning of combat, Training Regimen will go off. We're going to put a +1 counter on Hulkling. Hulkling has Vigilance. I think we're going to attack Captain America with Hulkling, who is now a 5/6. And yeah, we're going to hold back Reptile, I think. Or will we? Yeah, we're going to hold back Reptile. So just Hulkling, Vigilance, don't have to tap him. Captain America could block, but we'd have to block with 2 creatures to kill it. I don't want to lose Captain America. Right. 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, Captain America could block him. So maybe Hulkling won't attack Captain America. That would be a bad idea. Not unless Hulkling wants to die. Captain America will rip him apart. So maybe Hulkling will go after Invisible Woman. And we'll have Invisible Woman take the damage. She's going to take 5. Hulkling will pass the turn to Invisible Woman, who will draw into an Exotic Orchard. I think we're going to play the Exotic Orchard. And then we're going to tap 4 mana, 2 being red, from the Exotic Orchard and Diablos. We're going to play Hulkling. He's got flying. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Hulkling becomes a copy of up to 1 target creature until the end of turn, except his name is Hulkling, Young Avenger. He's a 4/4 and has flying in this ability. Then we're going to tap 2. 1 for a white, and we're going to cast Spectacular Tactics. So we're going to put, I think we got to choose one. Destroy target creature with a power 4 or greater. So we got options here, either Captain America or Hulk Always Angry. I think we're going to do Hulk Always Angry for now. Because that's a 9/9. That's pretty rotten. Although Captain America's a 7/7, and he was doing the commander damage. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it to Captain America. So we'll get rid of him. And because this is a non-creature spell, Hulkling will become a copy of Invisible Woman, except it's Hulkling, so it's allowed. So we will go to combat. The Hulkling Invisible Woman and the Invisible Woman will trigger because we cast a non-creature spell, so we'll get 2 0/3 colorless wall creature tokens. And in combat, I think we're going to attack with Stature. Oh, Captain America's dead. Oh, no, he's not. Oh, I accidentally removed Hulk. Sorry, I meant to get rid of Captain America, not Hulk. So I think we'll have Stature attack Hulk for 1. And that is it. Yeah, that's it for now. We're going to pass the turn to Captain America, who will draw into Ephemerate. So Armor Wars will go to Chapter 2. Artifact spells you cast this turn cost 1 less to cast. So I think we're going to pay 2 to cast the Progenitor's Icon. When it enters, we're going to choose Hero. So we can tap it to add a mana of any color, or the next spell we cast of the chosen type we cast this turn can be cast as though it had flash. Then we're going to tap it for a red, and we're going to tap a white, red, and whatever to cast Daredevil. So whenever we attack, we can exile the top card of our library. If that card is a hero card, Daredevil gets +2/+1 until end of turn, and you may play that card this turn. Also, you can look at the top card of your library anytime, and he has Vigilance and Haste. So we're going to look at the top card. It's a mountain. I think we're going to hold off on the attacks because I'd like a land. So we will not attack, but Political Triumph will go off. Oh, we will scry. So let's put this back on top because we want it. The 4th plan counter will go on. So we're going to draw a card. We get to draw our mountain. And we get to put a +1 counter on each creature we control. I think we will play that mountain for a turn. Let's look at the top card of the library. Ooh, it's Iron Lad, Young Avenger. I don't think we're going to be attacking this turn. I think we're going to pass to the Hulk. So the Hulk will draw into, the Hammer of Thor. I think we're going to tap 4, 1 being a red. And we're going to play Thor's Hammer. So when it enters, we're going to deal 4 damage to up to 1 target creature. So let's deal the 4 damage to Hulkling. Let's get rid of Hulkling. And then double all damage equipped creature would deal. So after it enters, we're also going to pay 1 to equip it to Hulk. Because we can equip worthy and creatures worthy if it's a legendary non-villain that's red or white. And Hulk is a hero, and he's red. We'll go to combat. We're going to put the +1 counter on Hulk, always angry. So I think we're going to send always angry at Captain America for 10. With double all damage equipped creature would deal. So for 10, and it's potentially going to be 20. And Hulkling's going to go at Invisible Woman. So I think for Invisible Woman, we're going to block Hulkling with one of the walls. And for Captain America, I think we got to block. So I think Daredevil's going to block 5. So 5 trample damage will get through, and that'll be 10 damage altogether due to it doubling. That totally kills Daredevil. Okay, so I think we're going to pass the turn to Invisible Woman, who will draw into Scorch Geyser. We're going to play the Scorch Geyser. We do have 2 or more basic lands, so it's untapped when it enters. So we're going to tap 5. And we're going to cast Fall to Earth. So we're going to exile Hulk Always Angry because he's ridiculous, especially with that hammer. And each player will gain 3 life. Then we're going to tap for 2 red. And we're going to cast Iron Fist, Hero for Hire. They've got Trample and Prowess. And power up, 7 and a red, deals 5 damage, divided as we choose among up to 5 targets. Put 5+1 counters on him. At the beginning of combat, Invisible Woman will make a wall. And, well, Stature is still tapped because she wants to attack really, really bad. So we're going to have her attack. We're going to have her attack the Hulk for 1. And I think we're going to send... I think we should send Shang-Chi at Captain America. So Hulk can't block. Captain America won't block. We want to keep Hawkeye around. So it'll be 4 damage and 1 damage. So we're going to pass the turn to Captain America, who will draw into Iron Lad, Young Avenger. Armor Wars will go to Chapter 3. The saga deals X damage to target opponent, where it's the greatest mana value among artifacts we control, which is, right now, the Progenitor's icon. So we'll send 3 damage to the Hulk. I think we are going to tap 3 mana. We're going to cast Iron Lad, Young Avenger. He's got flying. Non-creature spells we cast cost 1 less to cast. We will go to combat. We're going to tap Hawkeye, Master Marksman, and attack the Hulk. And we're going to pay 2 mana. And we're going to choose... You know what? We're going to tap 3 mana. The first 2 will be target creature can't block. I guess the first one will be target creature can't block. We'll do Hulkling. We're going to deal 2 damage to Hulk. And we're going to discard a card and draw a card. We're going to discard Superhero Civil War, although it's a really good one. But... You know what? We're going to discard the Panther. Panther's pretty awesome, but we're going to discard that. And we're going to draw into Mr. Fantastic. So I think Hulk will declare no blocks because Hulkling can't block. Reptile will just die. So would Bruce Banner. So we will take the 4. So we will pass the turn to the Hulk, who will draw into Exotic Orchard. We're going to play the Exotic Orchard. So I think we're going to play, or pay 2. 1 being a green, for damage control. So we're going to choose up to 2. We're going to choose 1 because we only have 1. And we're going to return a target artifact card to our hand. We're going to return the Soul Ring. Then we're going to pay 1. And we're going to cast Soul Ring. So it will give us 2 mana. Then we're going to tap Soul Ring for 2. We're going to tap the Exotic Orchard and Thriving Grove for greens, and Mountain and Stark Interest Trees for red, and we're going to transform Bruce Banner. So now the Incredible Hulk. Got Reach Trample. Whenever the Incredible Hulk is dealt damage, we're going to put a +1 counter on him. If he's attacking, we're going to untap him, and there's an additional combat phase after this phase. I think we're going to attack... let's attack Invisible Woman with Hulkling. And she will block with a wall. We'll pass the turn to Invisible Woman, who will draw into Restorative Technique. We're going to tap 7 mana, 2 of them being blue. And we will we're going to power up Stature. So it'll be 5 +1 counters. But Shang-Chi says if 1 or more +1 counters we put on a creature we control, twice that many. So she's going to get 10 +1 counters. I think we're going to tap Stature and attack the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk will do no... You know what? The Incredible Hulk will block with Reptile. Then we will pass the turn to Captain America, who will draw into Wasp, Shrinking Savior. I think we're going to tap for... 3. We're going to bring out Wasp. So she has flying, and whenever she attacks, up to 1 other target creature gets -3/-0 till my next turn. Then we're going to draw a card for each creature with a power less than 0 on the battlefield. Then we're going to tap Progenitor's Icon for blue and 3 others. For Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. With Reach, whenever 1 or more tokens you control enter, you may draw a card. Unfortunately, I have none of my token generations on here, so damn it. Okay, I think we're going to pass the turn to the Hulk. We'll untap, upkeep, and draw into Abomination. I think we're going to pay 4. Actually, we're going to pay 1. Or tap 1. And we're going to equip the Hammer of Thor to the Incredible Hulk because he is red. Then we're going to pay 4. 1 being a green for Colossal Collision. I'm going to put a +1 counter on the Incredible Hulk. And then it's going to deal damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. That'll be Hawkeye. And that'll be plenty of damage to take out Hawkeye. Then we will go to combat. We're going to put a +1 counter on the Incredible Hulk. We will tap and attack with him. We're going to attack Captain America. He's going to... Yeah, he's going at him for 9. So if Mr... Oh my gosh. Wait a second. 9. That would be 18. So if they tried to block, they can only block up to 4, 7, 8, 9. 9 worth of damage. So he could do it, but they won't kill him. So he'd just attack again. So we can let the damage through. And in response to, before damage is done, we're going to tap 2 red and our Soul Ring. And we're going to do Truck Toss. So we're going to deal 4 damage to the Incredible Hulk, which puts a +1 counter on him. He is going to get untapped, and there will be additional combat phase. So the Hulk will be doing 10. That'll be 20 damage. On the additional combat phase, we'll attack. Oh, at the beginning of combat, we'll put another +1 counter on the Incredible Hulk. And going after Captain America again. So we could block with everybody. That'll just put another +1 counter on him, and he can attack Invisible Woman after that. Well, because Captain America's saying, well, he could just take it and put an end to it. But you know what? Let's let him have another combat. He'll try to block with everybody. We'll only be able to block 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hulk is coming at him for 11. So 2 damage will go through. Oh. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 2 damage is going to go through. How much damage can Hulk? Hulk can take 9 right now. Or wait, not 9, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5. Not enough to kill Hulk. Well, they'll block. Hulk will get another +1 counter. We're going to lose all our creatures and go down to 2 life. So Hulk's going to get another combat phase and a +1 counter. And this time I think we'll send the damage to Invisible Woman. So Invisible Woman is going to block with a wall, so no damage will be dealt. And she will be taking 9 damage from the Hulk. Well, I guess the Hulk is going to pass the turn. Oh, Hulk would have gotten another +1 counter, so that would have been 1 more damage. Thanks to the training regimen. And it'll pass the turn to Invisible Woman, who will draw into Spider-Man to the rescue. I think we're going to pay 7. 1 being a white. And we're going to power up She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. So we're going to put a +1 counter on her, but twice that many will be put on, so 2 of them, because of Shang-Chi. And then we're going to double the number of counters on each creature, so we'll double her 2, which will make 4, and Stature will get another 10 counters. I think now we're going to have She-Hulk attack the Hulk. So maybe we won't block. We'll take 7. And Iron Fist will attack Captain America and take him out for 2. Turn will pass to Hulk, who will draw into Ant-Man. I'm thinking if Hulk didn't have this, Hulk would win. I mean, Hulk would lose. Because Invisible Woman could cast She-Hulk Wallbreaker. If only we held the Spider-Man back. Or we had enough mana for him, but we don't. We're going to go to combat. Hulk will get a +1 counter. We'll declare Hulk as an attacker. We're also going to tap 2. And we're going to cast Hulk Smash. So we're going to target creature we control deals damage equal to its power target creature and opponent controls. Hulk will deal 14 damage to Stature. And we're going to double all damage that he would deal. So 28 damage. So Hulk's going at Invisible Woman for 14 trample. I could block with Invisible Woman and Shang-Chi, so 7 would get through, and that's doubled to 14. So Invisible Woman just can't block enough damage. And it looks like the Hulk pulled through this one. Well, I'm sure I made a few mistakes. I did have a playthrough earlier, but made tons of mistakes. So I redid the playthrough. Try it again. Captain America seems to do really well as long as he gets Iron Man's armor. But, well, we'll see what happens next time. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.